session on Wednesday, December 12, 2018, in the auditorium at East Middle School, 1001 Atkins Street, at 6 p.m. by request of the President, Frank Petrunger, Jr.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Alexandrovich? Here. Mr. Castillo?
He's here. He's in
Yeah, he is here.
Mr. Fabrizi?
Here.
Mrs. Feeney?
Here.
Mr. Harkins?
Here.
Mrs. McNair?
Excused?
Mr. Spagel?
Here.
Mr. Titus?
Here.
Mr. Petrunger?
Here. Pledge of Allegiance led by Malaya Similker, fifth grade student from Piper Burley Elementary School, introduced by Miss Karen Ryan, principal, followed by a moment of silence for Mary Gigi O'Brien, retired teacher who passed away on October 24th, 2018, and Martha Wazinski, retired librarian who passed away on December 5th, 2018.
Good evening, Superintendent Mr. Polito, Assistant Superintendent Mrs. Habersky, President Mr. Petrunger, and school board members. It is my privilege tonight to introduce Malia Similkar. She is here with her grandfather, Stephen Similkar, her sister, Jalea, Tyzir, her brother Tymir, her cousins, Danae and Jihad. Malia is a fifth grade student at Pfeiffer Burley School. Her teacher is Mrs. Danielle Baldy. Malia enjoys math class. She enjoys learning new things about math and has been learning how to multiply and divide multi-digit numbers, including decimals. Malia is an honors student. She scored proficient on her English Language Arts exam and advanced on both math and science this past school year. Malia enjoys playing basketball and is looking forward to middle school. She will be coming to East Middle next year. She really wants to join the basketball team and take swim classes. Malia has attended Pfeiffer Burley Elementary since kindergarten. She is a safety patrol who welcomes all of our pre-K and first grade students every morning. Malia plans to attend Collegiate Academy and then Gannon University. She wants to be a math teacher at Pfeiffer Burley Elementary. So wherever Mrs. Zumagala is, our next math teacher here in about 10 years.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pfeiffer Burley Vision. At Pfeiffer Burley Elementary, we will make everyday matter and empower ourselves to positively impact our community. At Pfeiffer Burley, we are respectful, we are responsible, we are safe.
You were anxious to get that done. Good job. All right.
Thank you so much.
Great job.
I'd like to introduce our student representative to the board for December and January from Erie High School, Brendan Thurston. Son of Tamika and Daryl is a junior at Erie High School. He attended Irving Elementary and Roosevelt Middle School. He lives with his parents and 3 sisters. Brendan is excelling this semester, currently earning all A's and B's. He is well respected by his classmates and serves as their class president. He won Athlete of the Year for his talents on the field in football and track and field. He is currently a standout starter on the Erie High Royals football team. He is a humble, grateful young man who attends church weekly and volunteers at the Erie City Mission. Brendan's favorite class is history because he finds himself engrossed by things he learns. He plans on doing great things after high school, whether that's entering the military or college. Someday you'll find him with a beautiful wife enjoying life to its fullest because no matter what, success is Brendan's future. Welcome. Thank you. The board is pleased to honor the Presque Isle chapter of the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution as their community supporter for December. The local chapter of the DAR has been in place since 1897 and recently celebrated its 120th year. It follows the national model as a nonprofit, non-political volunteer women's service organization dedicated to promoting patriotism, preserving American history, and securing America's future through better education for children. As part of that mission, the local DAR chapter recently donated 94 holiday gifts to students in the middle school program at the DePaulo Success Center. Students in that program received the gifts in early December, just in time for the holidays. On behalf of our students and families, the board would like to extend our thanks to the Presque Isle DAR chapter and would like to invite Ann Silverthorne and Evelyn Kensel to the stage to accept this recognition. There's 30 more pounds back here. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to announce that the board met in executive session on Saturday, December 1st, 2018 at the Dr. James E. Barker Leadership Center in Conference Room 3 from 12:20 p.m. to 12:50 p.m. regarding legal and personnel matters, and this evening, Wednesday, December 12th, 2018, in the library at East Middle School from 5:11 p.m. to 5:54 p.m. regarding legal matters. I will now turn it over to the superintendent for his report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Congratulations to all our fall sports teams on their great seasons, and good luck to our winter teams as they begin theirs. The district's holiday page with student art is live on our webpage and can be viewed at eriesd.org/holiday. I want to thank all the students and their art teachers who sent work to be featured on this page and in our district holiday card. This past Monday, the Erie High started its Erie annual Royal Christmas light show, and it runs through January 3rd. This year's student design show features several holiday songs synced to 30,000 lights and on 300 distinct programming channels. The music to accompany the Royal Christmas light show can be heard on Erie High's student-built radio station 101.7 FM and will operate every evening from 6 to 10:30. Erie's Public Schools was recognized at this year's SAS Institute for our work with IU5 on the Ice House program. Mrs. Habersky, along with several staff members from the district and IU, presented this past Monday at the conference alongside Gary Schoinger, developer of the Ice House Entrepreneur Program. Over 800 educators heard about the entrepreneurial experiences our middle school students participated in last year. And also, it's with mixed emotions that I report tonight that Daria Devlin, our Coordinator of Community Relations and Communications, has accepted a position as Executive Director of Manchester, Bidwell, and Erie. In addition to being a member of our executive leadership team, Daria was a key player in the district's efforts to secure the $14 million subsidy adjustment. She will be greatly missed, but I'm certain she will do an excellent job in her new role. Best of luck, Daria. And finally, since this is the last board meeting of 2018, I want to wish everyone a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year. And now I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Nixon for the Stair Climber Awards.
My cohorts can follow me. We'll go up on stage. I see you put it in big letters this time.
Hey, my name is Ken Nixon. I'm the coordinator of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and being able to be up in front of you today to recognize our Stair Climber awardees. Before we do that, I'd like to just take a moment for Brendan Thurston, because I know I've met him before walking out of Erie High. He always speaks to me, and I think that speaks volumes when a young person speaks to an adult. That used to be the way it is, and it's great to see young men like him. So your story was very powerful, and I think we should give him a round of applause before we move forward. So with that said, the Stick-To-It Stair Climber Award is an award that we recognize every month. It's a district-wide award that we recognize students for their ambition, tenacity, fortitude, and perseverance, making improvements in their attendance, their behavior, and in the classroom. One, I'd like to definitely thank the assistant superintendent, the school board, as well as all of our schools that take time every month to vote for these students. I definitely want to take a moment as well to applaud for all the parents that are here with us tonight. Just a quick note of procedures. Students, once I call your name, please come down. I'll shake your hand, and then you'll step over to Mr. Williams, who's representing Joan O'Connell, helping out tonight, is Joan O'Connell's principal. He'll hand you a plaque. At that time, you'll walk up the steps, get a quick picture with Dawn, and then you'll shake all of our representatives of the school board and the superintendent's hands, and stay on the stage, please. We'll do one large group photo. Once the photo's over, we'll meet everybody, every parent and student in the lobby, and we'll do a photo with your principal or your school designee. So with that said, let's get to the stair climbers. So first off, from Erie High School, 10th grader. This year, Jeremy has completed all of his assignments and turns his work in on a regular basis. He also has fantastic ideas that he integrates into his writing with a hint of humor. So ladies and gentlemen, our first stair climber from Erie High School, Jeremy Robinson. From Collegiate Academy, 10th grader, Yaskar has been involved in the coordination of leadership of many events and activities both during and after school hours. Yaskar always has a positive, can-do attitude and approaches challenges with optimism and determination. He embodies lead by example in both his academic performance and personal attitude. So Yaskar Nueves, please come down. From East Middle School, 6th grader, Josh has shown a huge positive change in both his attitude and grades this year. Joshua Stepp. I actually know him as Little J. SV Middle School. Sam is respectful, hard-working class leader. He's never had one behavior referral and currently has perfect attendance. We want to recognize Samuel McMillan. From Wilson Middle School, Jamel has been a model student this year. After a rough 7th grade year, He's totally turned himself around. He has become a leader in our building. Jamel J. Jones, Jr. From Grover, Cleveland, kindergartner. Tagreed had a rough start in August, but she has turned her year into a huge success. We are all very proud of her dedication. Tagreed Ali Yassin. Go from an 8th grader at Wilson down to a kindergartner. Joanna Connell is a great student who has done a wonderful job making good choices in his behavior and grades. 4th grader Armando Perez. From Deal Elementary, she has improved her reading skills astronomically since the beginning of the school year. She puts in 100% effort in all of her schoolwork and is always trying to implement new skills into her assignments. Ladies and gentlemen, 1st grader Deko Abdi. Good handshake. Edison Elementary. He is new this year. He has done an outstanding job in overcoming his shyness, making new friends. He is also a math monster and has the record for the fastest time fact test in the room. He has improved in attendance and in math class. Way to go, Hassan. Hassan Hamad Aga. From Harding Elementary, Brendan has made a complete change in behavior and attitude this year. He is respectful, hardworking, and focused. He has really matured. 5th grader Brendan Hall. Jefferson Elementary. Remy is making better decisions. He has put effort into attendance, grades, and behavior. Remy is becoming the leader we all look up to. Ladies and gentlemen, 3rd grader Remizio Becerra. From Lincoln Elementary, Liam has turned his year around. He has put forth effort into his behavior, grades, and attendance. He is making much better choices about his behavior and work ethic. Ladies and gentlemen, 2nd grader Liam Defoe. From McKinley Elementary, Zymarion has become a leader in the classroom and school. 4th grader Zymarion McGowan. Fourth grader, that's a future football all-star right there. Perry Elementary School. He is a very hard worker who never gives up, treats others with respect, shows responsibility in and out of the classroom, and is safe in choices he makes for himself. Monterey Ngayan, 4th grader from Perry. Had to make sure I said that last name right. His brother received an award last month, so I had to make it right. Piper Burley Elementary. Jazarion has worked extremely hard on self-control. He is starting to regulate himself. Jazarion is able to focus on his schoolwork and is also creating new relationships with his peers due to his changed behavior. He is continuing to improve both academically and behaviorally daily. Jazarion Gamble. From the DePaulo Student Success Center, 12th grader. She has completed several courses in a short period of time. Keep up the focused work. Sol Calderon. This is a proud moment. We have all 16 schools representing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your December 2018 Stick-To-It Stair Climbers. Okay, we'll do a large group photo with the students in front, and then we'll meet with the parents and students out in the lobby. Thank you, everyone.
Item 7.
Oh, I see what you mean, Sarah. Thank you. I misunderstood. I thought you were trying to expose me. Over
Thank you all. Hearing of citizens, persons desiring to speak for 5 minutes must submit their request in writing to the Secretary's office at least 1 week prior to the board meeting. All others may speak for 3 minutes. We have one speaker signed up for 5 minutes, Mr. William McDonald, speaking on the topic of Erie School District business. Mr. McDonald.
President, if I may, before Mr. McDonald speaks, should we consider a motion to accept the report of the superintendent?
You're right. Thank you.
Before, I'll make that motion, but I'd have just a comment to make before we vote.
Okay.
I'll make
Motion?
second discussion.
Yes.
I just want to say about,
I was going to tell her who. I got it.
Good evening, Board.
John and Robbie.
My name is McDonald.
Hold on, Mr. McDonald. 1 second, please. Hold on. Any discussion?
I just want to echo the superintendent's remarks about Mrs. Devlin. Surely we're all happy for her personally, and glad to know that she'll remain in the community as a force for good. But we have to acknowledge that she was a special force for good with the school district. Her extraordinary love of the district, belief in it, and the mission of it, and as a mother, having her 3 sons in it, and to have undertaken all of the difficult and important efforts that she did with the enthusiasm that she brought to it that was so contagious. A vital part, as the superintendent said about her, a vital part of the effort that was an extraordinary time, an extraordinary matter, and we had extraordinary people, and she was a vital one of those. So just wanted to echo my agreement with the superintendent about Daria Devlin.
Thank you. All those in favor to accept the superintendent's report, vote aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay, Mr. McDonald, thank you.
I want to discuss with you about the taxes. It was my understanding that you were planning on have a sales tax instead of, I'm going to say, milking the property owners, because that's what it's about lining up to. I think a sales tax would be better than the way you're getting your taxes now for the school board. I think everybody that have kids should be paying taxes. Now, what I'm understanding is that don't nobody pay taxes but the property owners. A lot of old peoples like myself, we don't have no kids in school. I don't think that we should have to pay taxes. But if you want to hold on to your property, you better pay taxes or you won't have it. I don't think that's the way to go. I think you should look into everybody paying taxes, or else get the sales tax.
To do all those, this one's going to be separate. So don't
Plan on making everybody pay taxes.
This one has to be separate.
I don't think it's fair. I don't think we have a fair tax system now. And I think it should be changed. I think you all should put that in mind. Think about it anyway. It's a fair way to do any and everything. It's a fair way. You just have to look into it, that's all. It was my understanding that the governor sent up $14 million. He sent a man to watch the money. But my taxes have gone up. And I live in the ghetto. The taxes I'm paying, I shouldn't have to pay. And I don't have no kids in school. I don't mind paying taxes. I see more foreign kids in school now than I see our kids, Americans. Those kids are hungry for education. I don't understand. I just don't understand why our kids don't want to get an education. You got to have some education if you want to get a, you want to go anywhere now. You got to have education. But our kids find it hard. I'm not saying all of them, but we got some hard heads out there. And that's too bad, because it's going to come back to haunt them in the future. We should encourage our kids to go to school. But I don't know. Some of them just don't want to go to school. If you don't get you no education, you're going to have a hard road to hoe when you get on up there. On in the future, I'm speaking of. We got to get behind our kids. We got to get, I look out here, ain't nobody here. You got kids going to school, you should be out here to see what's going on. They should be asking you all questions. I don't understand it. When I tell you I don't understand it, I don't. I don't have that brilliant mind. I got a mind to think though. I'm away from being a fool. Ain't nothing foolish here. When I come before you, I mean business. I don't take no shortness nowhere. I wish you would look into everybody paying taxes. It's the only fair way to go. And you as educators and everybody up there should have some education. You should look into it. I know it don't sound right coming from me, but you think about it. Every brilliant mind is not an educated man. There are a lot of men that don't have no education. I had a son-in-law. His daddy was a millionaire over in Cleveland. He wouldn't know his name if he seen it in barn-sized letters up there. But he had a business mind, and he was a swell old man too. So I want you, as educators, to look into this. Will you look into it?
We thank you.
We always
appreciate your comments. Thank you.
I thank you for your time.
All right. Anybody else like to speak for 3 minutes? Not seeing any, we will move on. Any reports of committees and liaisons?
Mr. President,
Yes, go ahead.
I'd like to report on the Land Bank Board meeting
All
that
right.
happened this past month. 6 properties were exercised during the judicial sale, 3 on behalf of the Redevelopment Authority and 3 on behalf of the Bayfront East Side Task Force. It's expected that the deeds will be received in February or March of 2019. Also, Mr. Henry reported that an application has been submitted to the PHARE RTT program in the amount of $471,000 for additional blight mitigation funding, which would enable the acquisition of approximately 20 blighted properties, multiple demolitions, and the rehabilitation of approximately 2 structures, 3 units, into affordable rental housing. That's all I have to report.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Mr. President?
Yes.
Thank you. I wanted to give you a report on the free dinner that was given to the basically come one, come all, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. This is the 23rd year, as I recall, that it's been done. This year, for the first time, the Erie High students became involved in the project. And I'm here to report they did a spectacular job. We had a large number of volunteers that came to it. And it was held here at East Middle School. And it was a success, especially being that we changed locations and the venue is still the same. But Erie High and His Shining Light is a nonprofit that has been doing it prior. And I commend the students at Erie High for the work that they did, not only at the event, but in preparation of the food. And they were there the Saturday before, as well as helping serve the people. And there were a number of different things that transpired. A greeter, someone that sat with them at the table. I was so proud to see that Erie High was well represented. That's all I have to report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If no others, we'll take a motion to accept. Mr. Spagle, Mr. Cassillo. Any discussion? Take a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We have nothing on unfinished business.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I move we approve and adopt the new business of the school district, that being item 6, only 6 on our agenda.
All right, we have a motion. Mr. Harkins, Mr. Cassillo. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Alexandrovich?
Yes.
Mr. Cassillo? Yes. Mr. Fabrizi? Yes. Mrs. Feeney?
Yes.
Mr. Harkins?
Yes.
Mr. Spagle?
Yes.
Mr. Titus?
Yes.
Mr. Petrunger?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I move we adopt item 7 on the agenda, that being the annual rule adoption of the board rules.
All righty. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Spagle. Any discussion? Not. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Alexandrovich?
Yes.
Mr. Cassillo?
Yes.
Mr. Fabrizi?
Yes.
Mrs. Feeney?
Yes.
Mr. Harkins?
Yes.
Mr. Spagle?
Yes.
Mr. Titus?
Yes.
Mr. Petrunger?
Yes. Approval of the minutes, meeting minutes for November 14, 2018. Can I have a motion? Mr. Cassillo, second by Mr. Spagle. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Bills and payroll.
I move we pay them as presented.
Motion by Mr. Harkins,
Second.
second by Mrs. Feeney. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Alexandrovich? Yes. Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Mr. Fabrizi?
Yes.
Mrs. Feeney?
Yes.
Mr. Harkins?
Yes.
Mr. Spiegel?
Yes.
Mr. Titus?
Yes.
Mr. Petrunger?
Yes. Report of the secretary.
Move we approve that report.
Motion by Mr. Harkins, second by Mr. Spiegel. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Alexandrovich? Yes. Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Mr. Fabrizi?
Yes.
Mrs. Feeney?
Yes.
Mr. Harkins?
Yes.
Mr. Spiegel?
Yes.
Mr. Titus?
Yes.
Mr. Petrunger?
Yes. There are no awards on bids. Any other matter?
Mr. President?
Yes.
I just want to mention, this is the time of year when all the kids in all the schools are getting ready with their holiday programs, and the staff is out there videoing the presentations. And we won't be seeing you until after Christmas, but I want to let the public know that on December 20th, they'll be on the Erie School District YouTube channel, which is available with a link at our website. So I'd invite you all to watch some kids sing this Christmas. It's always an uplifting thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Question, Mr. President?
Yes.
The horticulture department had done in the past wreaths and centerpieces
Right.
and such. Have they done that this year? They have?
Yes.
Where can people go to buy them?
Do you know, Mrs. Hurst? I think it's on our website, isn't it?
Yes, it is on the website, and if anyone wanted it, they could call at Erie High, and then they would put them through to the horticulture department.
Thank you. And they're beautiful, incidentally.
Yeah, they always are.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Mr. Chairman?
Hold on. Sorry. It's the drugs.
I just wanted to remind everybody that the holidays could be a very stressful time, and then to all practice some version of self-care, because we're going to all need it when we come back. And then just to make sure that we're checking in on those who maybe don't have a family or someone else to connect with over this period. So, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Harkins.
Just want to say that I've been trying to draw attention away from my less than proper dress, but it's functional because I got a condition. And I'd rather throw the attention to that beautiful bright red bow tie being sported by our learned counselor, Mr. Wachter. It reminds me, and only Mr. Castillo might remember, that there was a city solicitor named Jimmy Haynes who was known for bow ties only all the time, and always a new colorful one. And he's worth mentioning because he got his start as a school board member prior to that in the 1960s. So all of that about that beautiful bright red bow tie, and I hope it's not the last time we see you in one, Tim.
Thank you very much. I've never had my wardrobe commented on in a board meeting before. I appreciate that.
It connects to Christmas.
All right. Okay. Before I take a motion, I just want to wish everybody a safe and happy holiday, and we will see you after the new year. I'll take a motion to adjourn. Mr. Castillo, second by Mr. Spiegel. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.